Some people say olive oil can't be heated. Others say seed oils are toxic. Coconut oil fixes everything, and butter is either the devil or a superfood. Today, we're slowing this down and explaining every major cooking oil in plain English. Now let's get into it. When we say cooking oil, we're really talking about liquid or solid fats used for cooking, baking, or finishing food. And oils differ for three main reasons. First is where they come from. Some oils come from fruits like olives and avocados. Some come from seeds like sunflower, soybean, canola, and pretty much all vegetable oils. Some come from animals like butter, ghee, tallow, and lard. Second is how they're processed. Unrefined or cold-pressed oils are mechanically pressed and keep more flavor and natural compounds. Refined oils go through bleaching, deodorizing, and filtering, so they're neutral, stable, and cheaper. Expeller pressed means mechanically pressed. Solvent extracted usually uses hexane, then removes it. That sounds scary, but the final oil contains virtually none of it. Third is the fatty acid makeup. This part matters more than most people realize. Some fats are mostly monounsaturated, some are mostly polyunsaturated, some are mostly saturated, and that mix affects heat stability, oxidation, and health effects far more than smoke point alone. Let's talk about that smoke point myth for a second. Smoke point is just the temperature where oil visibly smokes. It does not automatically tell you how healthy or stable that oil is while cooking. What actually matters is oxidative stability. That depends on the fatty acid structure, the presence of antioxidants like polyphenols and vitamin E, how fresh the oil is, how it's stored, and how long you heat it. That's why extra virgin olive oil can perform well in real kitchens, even though its smoke point looks lower on paper. Its antioxidants help protect it. So instead of obsessing over smoke point numbers, think in terms of fat type and freshness. Here's the simplest fatty acid cheat sheet you'll ever need. Monounsaturated fat-rich oils are generally the most versatile. Think olive oil, avocado oil, and high oleic sunflower or safflower oil. These are stable, flexible, and work for most cooking styles. Polyunsaturated fat-rich oils include soybean, corn, grapeseed, walnut, and standard sunflower oil. These oxidize more easily, especially with high heat and repeated use. Saturated fat-rich options include coconut oil, butter, ghee, tallow, and lard. These are very heat stable, but can raise LDL cholesterol if overused. Now let's walk through the major oils you actually see in stores. Olive oil first, because it causes the most confusion. Extra virgin olive oil is mechanically pressed, minimally processed, and rich in polyphenols. It has a grassy, peppery flavor and is best for sautéing, roasting, dressings, and finishing. Virgin olive oil is similar but lower quality. Light or refined olive oil has almost no flavor. It's not lower calorie, it's just refined. It works for higher heat cooking when you want neutrality. In my opinion, extra virgin olive oil is the best everyday oil for most people. It performs well at typical home cooking temperatures, tastes good, and supports heart health when it replaces saturated fat. Just store it away from heat and light, and don't keep the same bottle open for a year. Avocado oil comes next. Unrefined avocado oil has a mild buttery taste and some antioxidants. Refined avocado oil is neutral, very heat stable, and popular for searing. It's a good option, but here's the reality. Avocado oil is one of the most commonly adulterated oils on the market. If you buy it, buy from reputable brands and expect to pay a bit more. Canola oil, also called rapeseed oil, is often misunderstood. Standard canola oil is refined, neutral, and mostly monounsaturated with some polyunsaturated fat. It's affordable and widely used. High oleic canola oil has even more monounsaturated fat and better heat stability. From a health standpoint, canola oil performs reasonably well when used in place of saturated fat. The issue is not the oil itself, it's how often it shows up in ultra-processed foods. Sunflower and safflower oils come in two very different versions. Standard versions are high in polyunsaturated fat and not ideal for high heat or frequent use. High oleic versions are mostly monounsaturated and much more stable. These are commonly used in restaurants for frying. Always check the label for high oleic. Soybean, corn, and cottonseed oils are what people usually mean by vegetable oil. They're refined, cheap, and high in omega-6 polyunsaturated fats. Used occasionally at home, they're not a crisis. The bigger issue is how much of these oils people get from packaged snacks, fast food, and fried foods. That's where omega-6 intake really skyrockets. Peanut, sesame, and mustard oils bring strong regional flavors. Peanut oil is popular for frying and stir fries. Just avoid it if you have allergies. Sesame oil comes in light and toasted versions. Toasted sesame oil is for flavor, not high heat. Mustard oil has a strong bite and is used traditionally in South Asian cooking. Rice bran oil is often marketed as heart healthy because of gamma-oryzanol. The reality is, it's neutral, refined, and reasonably heat stable. It's fine, but not magical. Coconut oil and MCT oil deserve a pause. Coconut oil is mostly saturated fat. It's very stable, but raises LDL cholesterol in many people. Use it for flavor, not as a health staple. MCT oil is not coconut oil. It's extracted medium-chain fats, used for quick energy. It's not for cooking. It's for smoothies or medical diets. Now, animal fats. Butter tastes great, but burns easily. Ghee is clarified butter with milk solids removed. It has a higher smoke point and longer shelf life. Tallow and lard are very heat-stable and traditional. They work well for certain dishes, but should be part of a balanced fat rotation, not your main fat source. Specialty nut and seed oils like walnut, flax, hazelnut, and macadamia are best used cold or as finishing oils. Heat destroys their delicate fats quickly. Now, let's zoom out to health context without hype. Replacing some saturated fats with monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats improves heart health for most people. That's consistent across decades of research. Omega-6 fats are not inherently inflammatory. The problem is excess intake from ultra-processed foods combined with low omega-3 intake. Now, here's your quick reference chart. Spoken simply, olive oil. Everyday cooking, medium heat, flavorful, great health profile. Avocado oil, high heat, neutral, expensive but stable. High oleic sunflower, frying, neutral, affordable. Canola oil, baking and sautéing, neutral, budget-friendly. Butter, baking and flavor, low heat, burns easily. Ghee, high heat, rich flavor, easy to store. Coconut oil, baking and flavor, very stable, high saturated fat. Walnut oil, finishing delicate, not for heat. Quick myth busting, smoke point alone does not equal health. Olive oil can absolutely be heated. Coconut oil is not a cure-all. Not all seed oils are instantly inflammatory. Light olive oil is not healthier than extra virgin. Ghee has very little lactose, but is not automatically safe for dairy allergies. And that's it. I have also made a video on vegetable oils in detail. You can watch this next.